Okay, so when you come up to the laptop that's attached to our FabBot, if it looks like this, the first thing you want to do is double click where it says router control. It's this blue icon right here. When you double click on that, two different softwares actually launch. One is the setup software and one is the actual direct router control. Okay. Um, it also might be at this point where this is already showing. So you can read what needs to happen here. It says reset. It says press reset to clear. So we're going to hit reset to clear. And if this is the first time things have been turned on, since, or I'm sorry, that the machine has been turned on since being turned off, it'll ask you to click cycle start, which is over here, in order to home the machine. Okay, takes a few minutes. The machine will go back to what it's considered its home, or it's kind of the position all the way over and the head all the way forward in the machine, so it's ready to go. So it's kind of starting from its same reference point. The machine has already been on, so I don't need to do that. So when you come up to this, the first thing that you're going to do to load in your file is you should plug in a flash drive on the left-hand side. It's near the power plug, right into the USB port. It'll probably ding and tell you that it's there. That's fine. You can just go ahead and close it. Now, either using the function keys and typing F2, or you can click on where it says F2. You're going to click load. So right now, since I've already loaded stuff off this USB drive, it went right to the USB drive, okay? If it doesn't, it might be on this PC or something like that, and you might need to click to the USB drive. I'm going to use this one that's called correct base and go ahead and click open, okay? I already have something named this, so if you didn't use a super creative name, you may get this as well. So what it does is actually copies it to the computer drive. So what I need it to do is override, okay? You may get that, you may not, okay? So it's got some different commands here. You can kind of see the machine code that it's got up to the top 11 lines, okay? Usually, if it goes further than that, you might get a slide bar here, but this is all your commands here. You should see the name of it up here, okay? And your current X, Y, and Z positioning is here. Now, in order to see what it is that you're actually working with, is you're going to go over here to where it says run. Okay, and when you click run, you're going to get this screen. Now, it's kind of a weird term for it, but if you click graph, you can actually see your tool profile. And I recommend coming in here because that way you know this is exactly what you want to see. Now, at this point, you can also see how long it's going to take to cut this. So right here, this is my time estimate, and I found that it's been pretty accurate. Okay, so again, I've got my job name, I've got my time estimate. There's a variety of different things that we could do here. We don't really need to worry about it, but some things that I need to do before I click cycle start. Obviously, I would need to get my workpiece. I would need to secure it to the platform in the machine. I'd need to make sure the air compressor is on. It is currently off because it runs a lot and it's loud. So you wouldn't be able to hear me during this video. But this is where I would then, again, after all that is done, everything's set up, I would come in here and click cycle start. At that point, it will start moving around. It'll grab the tool that it needs with whatever part was first. So for me, I actually have it starting with this pocket, then cutting the outside profile, then cutting the inside profile. And it's going to go through that process. And there is something for me to do at the end. So at this point, I'm actually going to stop the video. I'm going to let the machine run. I'm going to turn the compressor off and everything like that and come back and show you what to do at the end of your part to get it ready for you to remove it from the machine, as well as get it ready for the next person to run or for you to run your next piece. Just so you can see it quickly, this is what it looks like when the machine is running. You've got XY positioning, distance to go, and it can show you where the tool is in the path as it goes. If you were to have an emergency, click the reset stop here or push the emergency stop on the machine. At the end of your job, it'll say this, and it'll say job finished in this. You do not want to put cycle start to start the next job. So what you do want to do is you want to click right here where it says F3 MDI. This is how you tell it to put the tool away. So you'll click MDI, and the command you type in is M6T0. M6T0. And when you press enter, it'll tell you to press cycle start to continue. At this point, I will press cycle start after I will close the video because the machine will start moving around. It'll go put the tool away, and then it'll pick up the empty tool and go back to its original place. And once it says MDI at the bottom here, you can finish your job. Sorry, I had to cut this in because the air compressor kicked on. But basically, M6T0, cycle start, M6T0, enter. It'll tell you to hit cycle start. You'll hit cycle start. It'll go put the tool away that it just had. It'll grab the empty tool, and it'll go back to its resting position. And at this point, if you go ahead, and again, it says MDI at the end. At this point, you can open the doors, you can take your piece out, but to make the computer ready for either your next job or the next person's job, you'll go ahead and hit escape. So you're back to the main menu here where you have the options for load, MDI, the rest of the stuff. Okay, so this is the screen where you'll want to kind of leave everything so that either you can now click load in your next file after you've changed out the workpiece, or the next person will be ready to go.